What's up, YouTube? This is the Obtuse Angle here, just bringing you gosh, my goodness, a review and criticism, mostly criticism of Hasbro's Thanos wave, the Hulk. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there he is in all his non-glory. Oh, this is just an awful figure. I have to say this might be the most disappointing wave I have ever seen since the return of the Marvel Legends. I mean, this wave is so terrible. Every figure has so much flaws, paint flaws. I mean, it's the disaster, and this guy is the highlight of the disaster in my opinion. I mean, let's just start right now. If you guys can't tell, the colors are so bad. They don't match. They don't match. Just fall over. Yes, we'll get to why he falls over in a second. Now I'm gonna put my X-Acto knife. The torso is a completely different green than the arms. I think the camera does pick that up a little bit, but in person it's even worse. This is like a light green, right? This is more like I'm gonna say it's a Ninja Turtle green. It's so bad what they did. I had some plastic coming off underneath of his chin. Let's see if the camera picks that up. Goodness gracious, guys. Goodness gracious. Right there. I hope you can pick it up. It's coming off their plastic. Where did I even start with this mess? Well, the face sculpt's nice. The face sculpt is the best 6-inch Ruffalo face sculpt you'll find. Unfortunately, that's not saying much. It's really not saying much. God, the torso is a mess, guys. The torso is a mess. This shoulder is how do I put this? This shoulder is different from this shoulder. This shoulder looks like it's more inward, while this looks like it's more outward. Let me try to make sure I show you guys what I mean with the sculpt here. Do you guys see it? You see here, this looks like it's a little curved a little bit more. It's due to the sculpt of the torso. Look right here. This has an inward U cut, while this has a more circular uniform cut. So it seems like the arms are really terrible because of these cuts. It's just this is sunken in more, and this one's more outward. And then you have these upper shoulders. Look here, it's like this is supposed to be sculpted more up here. That's why there's such a big gap right. You see the big hole there? Jesus, man, that's a huge hole there. So they didn't sculpt the arm higher up. They should have. Basically, this should be up, I would say, a quarter of an inch up, maybe a little less than a quarter of an inch, but they didn't do it there. See, this side suffers a little less. The gapping is a little less. I'm not sure why. I'm just not sure why. Maybe the arms are different lengths. I don't know. It's hard because you can't get them to be basically they're not standing. It can't go flush with the body because how poorly it's designed. So I mean, oh goodness, man, it's a terrible job. It does have some nice veins in there, and it does have double joints, which is nice to see in a bigger character. But all this is defeated down here on the wrist. It's like there is no wrist. They didn't sculpt the wrist. You know, that's what appears. It's just a straight cut. You know, and it's really weird right here. Look how this plastic protrudes outward. I hope you picked that up. See there? Right there, this plastic. It protrudes outward, and I'm not sure why. I just don't know why. I'm trying to understand what went wrong with the sculpting process. Are they using a new sculpt program? I mean, it's terrible. This cost me $20+ after tax. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let me pull the head out. Okay, just a regular basic ball joint. This should be a disc joint, man. Come on, these joints don't allow as much posability as a disc ball joint. That's terrible. And to continue, that's the plastic there, it's chipping off, and it's just such a terrible job, man. Let me return this figure. How bad it is. I mean, the head is nice, but I mean, just what a awful job with the body. The torso is disproportionate. Everything is off, and I don't really like this upper torso joint. I'll tell you why. It's kind of like, if you look here, it's like this area is the same as this. So basically, the imagine this sculpted two of the same rib cages. Imagine that. So this should really be a bit lower. You know, it's a terrible job. Once again, terrible job what they did. I mean, things look disproportionate. Like, it looks like this is lower than this. You know, look at it. It's just, it looks off. You know, the sculpt is off. It's like, symmetry is beautiful, right? That's what people love. Symmetry equals beauty. And it's just that this is such a horrendous mess. Whoever designed this should be fired. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, you're robbing fans. They're robbing fans. I mean, all these are basic repaints, and sure, there are new parts here and there, but it doesn't justify the price point. And even the poor quality of his straight repaints, it just doesn't justify the poor quality. He has no wrist swivel bow. It's all handled on the upper torso there, and just get the articulation. His arms bends pretty far upward. That's okay. You know, double jointed elbows like I see, and wrists, they do have hinges. But I don't understand why they give two closed fists. Maybe he needed extra hands. You know, it's just, boy, for the price you're paying, give us more, guys. Give us more instead of giving us crappy work. They give you crappy work, man. Jeez, man. Even the back, like, look at the back. It just looks like this is like a globbed over there. It doesn't look symmetrical at all. Down here it looks kind of funny. This on my left hand, this looks fatter than this. I mean, it's such a poor job. You know, it's I don't know, man. I don't know what took place. If this was like DC Clayface, it would make sense. It's all over the place, but it's Hulk, man. It's like, how do you do musculature wrong? And that's what, oh my god, look up here. It's like he's missing an ab here. Let's see his 6-pack. He has a 5-pack, maybe even a 4.5-pack. It's like something is wrong here. Hope the camera picks it up, man. That's terrible. Terrible. And this basically has no paint wash. Oh boy. The legs kick to the side, but you can twist a little bit, get a kick forward. It does go outward. This, oh my goodness, like I said, this joint there, Jesus, that protrudes. That's terrible. The pants are sculpted nicely. The upper half, it's like what you're doing is that they don't want to sculpt new legs, so they use the lower legs. So I'm probably, there've been a couple of Hulk figures they probably use the lower legs, right? I can't think of the top of my head which ones. Maybe the previous Ruffalo. I don't have the previous Ruffalo to compare, but probably the previous Ruffalo Hulk. So ideally, I love boot cuts and boot soles when it makes sense. Having a swivel here and having some sculpt work here to show that that's where the pants ends would have been great, but they're too cheap for that. They love taking your money, but they don't love giving you good products. Basically, this wave, it's a bunch of sloppy repaints. They're basically asking you to pay $140, $50 for a Thanos figure, because it's the only figure that did any sculpt work in. Even that figure was a kind of like a mess. Oh boy, it's not a positive review, so I'm sure people aren't gonna like it because it's not yay, everything's great. The foot doesn't bend that far upward. It kind of like, there you go. It bends pretty far downward, but it's like, it's hard to understand what Hulk can do besides a jumping pose, I guess. You want the Hulk do a jumping pose. Yeah, that's what everybody's gonna pose him as. Jumping, that's right, guys. They didn't even give us any flight stands anymore. They never did, actually. It was all Toy Biz. Anyway, he does have a little trouble standing because the foot, it's uneven. It's like, if I feel like, how we can pick up on camera, this is a little bit more raised. So basically, the inside of his foot, it's it hits the ground before the right side of his foot, for example. So this part hits the ground before this part, which creates unevenness. So that's why he tends to like fall over. Or, I mean, there you go. I mean, yeah. I'm not even gonna talk about the head. Just it's a mess. It's an absolute mess of a Hulk, guys. I mean, how can they do this again? I mean, this entire wave is crap. It is crap. It is pure crap. I mean, I just can't understand how a company can get away with releasing crap and the fans buy it up. I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't think I'm nitpicking either. I just think it's glaring. It's glaring stuff. It's not even small stuff. I mean, this figure is a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's the worst Hulk figure. I don't own every Hulk figure, but I mean, right now it's the one that makes me the most unhappiest. I've never seen such crap sculpting before. The wrists don't even exist, I think. His lower chin, for me at least, it's chipping, but that could easily be a problem with just my figure. I'll forgive that. I mean, it's not symmetrical. He lacks, like, it looks like he lacks nipples. I'm looking at it. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand what they're doing. You try to like their products, but this is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. It lacks paint details anywhere. There's no paint detailing. I'm trying to see something. Maybe I'm missing something, but there is no paint detailing. He just wants to fall over, by the way. All he wants to fall over. Yep, there he goes. And let's just get that A right. Let me give them credit there. They give an A for Avengers. It should be a F for effort though. So with that said, this figure is awful. It's a 5 or a 6 out of 10, depending on who cares. It's a terrible figure, guys. Don't buy this crap. Don't buy it. It's terrible. The torso is different from the arms in color. Each arm looks like they're slightly different. The right arm, the shoulder looks like it's more outside, while this looks like it's more inside. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all, guys. Alright, guys, that's the review. Take care. I'm not posting any images after this. This is just shit. This is just utter shit.